aka Quassi from Quassi's Bell Tower, and this is another episode of Point Rock Review. And our first beer is from the West Coast. This is North Coast Brewing Company. They are from Fort Bragg, California. This is Scrimshaw. And this is just basically water, malt, barley, hops, yeast, and that's all it says. They've been independent since 1988. This is a Pilsner style beer. It says beer brewed in its finest European tradition with a subarb hop character and a clean, crisp palate and a dry finish. Named for the delicate engraving of 19th century seafarers, this is a fresh tasting Pilsner style. So they're basically saying this is a basic Pilsner. We'll see. And I know this is a popper, so let's pop that off. Ting! And let's grab the glass, take a sniff. It smells like a Pilsner, even though, as you can see, I already got some foam showing up. Looks really clear. Looks nice. See? It smells like a Pilsner, but it smells better. It smells like it's crafted a little differently than what you would get from a normal Pilsner, you know, from one of the larger companies. Smells different. So let's try this out and see what it's all about. Okay, there's something different about this one. I don't know what they did different than your normal Pilsner that you would get like at your convenience store or wherever else you would get it. They've only been around since '88. But this has got a little bit more freshness to it, I guess. It's got like almost like a hint of a little bit more of a sweetness to it. Maybe because it's from the West Coast and not the East Coast or Mid-East area. It's a little different. It's quite smooth. It's very refreshing. I'm kind of digging this. I think if I had to stay or pick a Pilsner or whatever else, I think this might be one I would pick. It doesn't taste watered down. Like I said, when they were talking about this, they're saying basically water, malt, barley, hops, yeast, and that's all. They're basically saying, hey, it's just normal ingredients. It ain't anything special. But it seems pretty special to me. I kind of like this. So our next beer tonight is a beer brought to us by Founders. Now, if you've seen any of our reviews before on Founders, they're kind of like a mixed review. Usually they're not too bad. Some are kind of iffy or whatever else. They're normally a really dark beer, heavy beer, sometimes high alcohol. You know, they can be all over the place. And some people can handle them, other people can't. But this one tonight is definitely caught my attention. It's called Marble Roast. And this one is an Imperial Golden Ale with coffee, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and milk sugar. This sounds delicious. So let's open this up once I find out what the alcohol is. 8%, yep. That's about right for Founders, 8%, yeah, or higher, you know. 20 IBUs. Yeah, so that's not that bad. So let's try it out. I got this one because it just sounded kind of interesting with the ingredients and everything else, but also it looked like a lighter color beer, and I thought, what the hell, I'll spend the money, we'll try it. It's a Founders. The last time I had any kind of Founders, really, a friend of ours sent it to us from Michigan, and we appreciate it. So there we go, Marvel Roast, guys. And actually I realized on the cap that I just put on the ground, it said, brewed for us, it says. I'm gonna make sure I keep these caps anyways. Eventually I'm gonna do something with all the caps I've been collecting, but anyways, let's take a smell of this beer. Should have smelled it out of the bottle first, but sometimes I forget to do that. Okay, right away I can smell the cocoa. I can smell the vanilla. Coffee is kind of like, is it there or not? I don't know. There's a possibility it's there, but there's only one way to find out what this tastes like, and that's to drink it. Wow, right away, this hits you with everything. It hits you with the cocoa nibs, it hits you with the vanilla. Coffee's in there, somewhere in there, but it just hits you with everything. Wow. And it's not even that dark of a beer. Usually when you get a Founders, it's a dark beer. And surprisingly, it's quite smooth. It's not that heavy. You can taste the alcohol in it, but it's not like killer. Wow, I think I actually found a beer of Founders that I could handle without wanting to keep my mouth shut while I try to swallow their beer, because it's just that thick or rich of all the ingredients that my stomach just says, I don't know if I can swallow this and drink it and take it down. But yeah, this is pretty good. I'm kind of liking it. I think this might be an actual Founders beer that I can drink and handle. Like I said, every time I take a sip of a Founders, I usually have to go a little bit because it can be too much sometimes for me. But this I'm liking. Out of the Founders beers I've had, this is probably the, I won't say lightest, I'll say it's the less heaviest of their beers. Like I said, you can still taste the alcohol, but it's not bad. I really think the cocoa nibs and the vanilla in it are helping it out quite a bit. And maybe that coffee flavor that's in there, that's probably blended in with all that, because I'm not quite getting it. It's there, I guess. But, of course, when I drink my coffee, it's always with sugar and cream, so. But I'm liking this. I'm digging this. So our first review for the night is North Coast Brewing Company's Scrimshaw. This is just a basic Pilsner beer, that's it. Nothing special, that's basically what they say in it. I don't know what the alcohol is, but if I find out, I'll try to put it up somewhere up here in the screen. Honestly, this is a Pilsner that's not watered down. It has a little bit of a sweetness to it, but you can definitely tell it's not watered down. And this is a good Pilsner, honestly. I really enjoyed this, and I think I would drink this over any other Pilsner that's out there on the market right now that's a big company Pilsner, because most of them just, the ingredients are just, they're a little light here, a little light there, maybe a little watered down, who knows. This was actually really good for being from the West Coast. I'm not saying anything bad about the West Coast, of course, but this was good, and I really enjoyed this, and I'm going to give this a 4. So our next beer is brought to us by Founders, and this one is called Marvel Roast. Now, with a lot of Founders beers, they're usually really heavy. The alcohol is always high, and this is like 8%. But it's not heavy in all the ingredients that they put in there. This one is actually kind of a lighter color beer. It wasn't so dark. That's one reason I got it. At first I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, it's another Founders beer. I don't know if I want to touch that. But honestly, it has coffee, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and milk sugar in it. I'm thinking coffee, it's already going to be a dark beer. It really wasn't a dark beer at all. Overall, it was really, really good for being an 8% beer. Honestly, I think this is probably my favorite of all the Founders beers that are out there, because the other ones would just put you places. They will put you places. This one I really, really like. I really enjoyed this. And honestly, you know what? Out of all the Founders, I'm going to give this one a 5. Yes, I said it. So that's 2 beers, 2 reviews, and 2 more reasons to try a West Coast beer, even though you're an East Coast guy. Until next time, guys. Any of you local viewers that watch our channel, go check out Anacostia and check out their huge selection of beers. If you want something different than the norm, I would go there. So if you're ever in Rome, New York, go check out Anacostia. And tell them Point Rock Review sent you.